Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Kanisa Bo here with another word for you guys. For my new viewers, welcome. For my old viewers and subscribers, welcome back. I'm gonna make this really brief. I know it's been a while, I haven't been up here in a while, but God has had me doing. He has had me being a doer of the word. You know, we also are supposed to read the word. We are supposed to study the word, but we are also called to do the word as well. So I have been doing, okay, doing my part and not completing, but working on my assignments that He's given me. And I had to get back up here because this is one of the assignments that He has given me, and I am very honored and I'm grateful that God, uses me as His vessel for this ministry. This is not my ministry, even though it says Kanisa, but this is God's ministry. God asked me to do this, and after a lot of deliberation between us two, I accepted this assignment on my life and to do the will of God, for His glory, not my glory, but for His glory. So anything that I do and say up here, trust and believe. I always go to God first before I say, speak, do anything up here. God called me because He knows He can trust me. God called me because He knows that I am bold in Him. God has called you. A lot of you, God has called you because of your attributes that you have. You're unique. God is not going to continue to use the same old, because the results of what is it, insanity, is doing the same thing over and over, right? So God is He is bringing up new people. He is bringing up a remnant that are bold in Him, that are going to speak truth for His glory, that are going to do the assignment the way that He has for them to do, not in a tailor-made way that the old has been doing. God is calling up a new remnant to do what He has for us to do. So that is who this ministry is for. Those people, those people who have who are not the usual Christian, who the ones who may have some piercings, the ones who may have some tattoos. Those are the people that this ministry is called to. Okay, those are the people who this ministry is coming back for. Okay, because sometimes in ministry people can get so ahead of themselves or caught up in themselves, and in where they are in the spirit, and they forget about the people who are still drinking milk. They forget about the people who are still breastfeeding in the word, if you will, instead of the ones who are already on meat. Okay, sometimes I feel like ministers forget about those people who are new to Christ, who has just given their lives to Christ, and they tend to focus on the people who are already eating meat. And this ministry here is not gonna forget about those people who are just getting into Christ, who just giving their lives over to God, who are still on breast milk in the spirit. Okay, we're coming back for those people. We're gonna be ministering to those people as well. Okay, so I said all that to say this message today is about assignment and knowing your assignment and knowing that it's bigger than you. Okay, first, knowing your assignment, knowing what God is calling you to do on this earth, knowing who God is calling you to as well. Please excuse my attire, you guys. I am getting ready to work out, but I had to get this message out first. I had to put God first, okay? Because He has been unctioning me in my spirit the last couple of days, and He's been giving me words back to back to back to back to back, and I've been writing them down. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna maximize my time today, and I'm gonna get this word out before my girls come home. So, But knowing your assignment and knowing who you're called to is very important. And assignments, when I say assignments, you guys, it's not always in regards to pulpit ministry, okay, or church ministry. Ministry should be also worked outside of the church. And a lot of people get that misunderstood as well. A lot of old school ministers, just think ministry is just in the pulpit. But it's more than that. Jesus was in the streets. Jesus was speaking to the prostitutes. Jesus was speaking to the gamblers. Jesus went to the temple and turned over the table because they were, profiting off the church, okay? Jesus's ministry was mostly in the streets, and speaking to people, talking to people, getting to know people, right, and bringing them to himself, right? So ministry, knowing your assignment and knowing your ministry could be many things. You could be a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer. You could be a pharmacist. You could be someone who just works as a cashier. You could be a janitor at a hotel or motel. That's still ministry. Because ministry is basically serving others and glorifying God while serving others, okay? And so when you're working your assignments, as long as you're serving others and you're glorifying God while doing so, that's your ministry. That is your assignment. Ministry is even in marriages, y'all. Ministry is even with your children. They say when you're married and you have children, that is your first ministry, your family. Then it's your job or your ministry, your actual church, or your job or whatever, or your organizations that you're a part of. Ministry is a lot of different things. And our assignments is what God has given us to complete. It's a work that we have to do on this earth while we're here. It's a work that we should be fulfilling daily, or putting in work and time into daily while we're here on this earth. Ministry could be even just speaking a life into someone, calling someone, checking up on them, praying for somebody or people, standing in the gap for someone. That's ministry. That's assignment. When someone says you have an assignment, a lot of people tend to get scared and be like, oh gosh, I don't want to be in a pulpit. It's not necessarily means you're going to be a pulpit minister. When God called me, I knew that my ministry would not be pulpit ministry. I knew I was called to a different people, okay? Because the people I'm called to, some of them don't go to church. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to have to be out here, not in search, but God is going to connect it. He's going to connect the dots to make sure we cross paths, or I cross paths with the people that I'm supposed to be ministering to, or I cross paths with the people that I'm supposed to be bringing to Christ. I cross paths with the people that I'm supposed to be praying for. God will make sure He sets things up, and He orchestrates everything. He's so strategic. I say this all the time. God is so strategic in everything that He does. Everything is predestined and ordained by God. Nothing in this life is casual. Nothing in this life is by chance. God, He knows what He's doing. He's orchestrating every little detail. When we think He's not, He is. Every little detail, He's orchestrating, okay? So, I'm just going to give you this one scripture here. In John 4:34, it states, Jesus said unto them, my meat is to do the will of Him that sent me and to finish His work. The disciples were trying to offer, Jesus some food, because I guess they were eating and they saw He wasn't eating. And they were more concerned about making sure Jesus ate. And Jesus' response to them was, my meat is to do the will of God and to finish His work. That's how important His assignment was and is to him. That's how important our assignment should be to us. It should be so important to us that we do push plates away, that we do push our plates away and fast sometimes, for God to give us more insight on what it is that we need to be doing, or what it is that we, who we need to be reaching, or, you know what I mean? Because we need that, that fasting, that praying, that studying the Bible, studying his word. We need more of that. That's also a part of our assignment. Study yourself and study and show yourself approved. That's a part of our assignment, y'all. Okay. So when you hear people say you have an assignment on your life, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a pulpit minister or preacher. It just means you have something that God has given and positioned you and prepared and trained you to do and to bring before you leave this earth. Okay, you have to help people. You're supposed to serve people in some type of some type of way, and you're supposed to bring glory to God while doing so. So knowing your assignment and knowing and understanding that your assignment is bigger than you, you're on the right path. And knowing that it's not just about, it's never about you. It's always about God. It's always about who you're helping and who you're helping and bringing to Christ, and who you're serving, and who you're magnifying, which is Christ. Okay, so I just wanted to come up here and just briefly share that with you guys, and just kind of remind some of you and introduce it to quite a few, who haven't heard it in that way, that your assignment could be many things. But you have to seek God and to find out exactly what your assignment is here on this earth. And once he tell you your assignment, and you give him your yes, he will give you instructions on how to complete those assignments, okay? And he will tell you who your assignments or your people are, who the people that you need to speak to or minister to or pray for are. And always remember and never forget that your assignment should forever and always be bigger than you. And it is bigger than you. It's never about you. It's never about what you can get. It's always about glorifying God and serving other people, magnifying him through your serving and helping others. And as long as you're doing that, you're on the right path. You're completing your purpose. You're working in purpose here on earth. Okay, so that's what I have for this message, you guys. I love you guys so much. I'll be back with more. I'll try to push out a few more today, because he's been giving it to me back to back. So I'm gonna try to push out more today. But I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please click the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I post a video, and I'll be back with more. Bye.